Um,
I
Jericho,
can.
Jericho, you say banana, and then the two of us clap right after you're done saying banana. Okay?
Okay. Banana.
Nope. You can't. You could. How could you have clapped before he said banana? There
I
can't be a
didn't.
reverse.
I
We're
think
on three different time loops or something.
Really?
Because
it's fucking.
yeah,
you clap.
this is
Man,
insane.
time is a flat circle, man.
This is insane. You go banana, I go just like that.
Okay, hold on. Let me. I just want to, just so I know for sure that that's what's happening. One more time.
This is fucking Tenet, man. This is a Chris
Jericho.
Nolan
When Jericho says banana, we go.
Exactly. So as soon as he
ready,
finishes, no, hold on.
As soon as he's done saying the A, you clap.
Exactly.
Okay.
Jericho.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
I love Chris Nolan.
All right.
Okay.
5,
Banana.
4, 3,
Wait,
2.
hold on.
No. I'm trying to get a countdown because we're all on the same page. Go back. All right. Put your fucking hands up. And we're going to count from 5. 5, 4.
Never answer the phone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Banana.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
How are you so far behind? You're so far behind.
I'm in the Poconos right now.
This
Maybe
is
the
amazing.
internet. Fuck. So it's me?
Yeah. Jericho, you and I are fine, right?
You said yeah in response to me saying it's me pretty quickly though.
Yeah.
You are the one.
Yeah, but you're not receiving for whatever reason as quickly.
Damn. Well,
you're the protagonist.
Should we try it? I started recording in the middle of this because it did seem fun.
Yeah. No, that was the intro to the fucking podcast. Welcome to the Bushwick Bears, ladies and gentlemen.
We're slightly off
time. That was a great intro.
Yeah, we're slightly
we're in three different cities.
We're in 3 different parts of the country. Well, not really 2 different parts, but
3
different states.
Is a lot different than Queens.
Not much.
Now, before we continue, let's just state we're in 3 different parts, none of which are in Washington, D.C.
I am not in Washington, D.C., I promise.
It is January 6th, 2021, is 7:25 Eastern Standard Time. I want to timestamp that so all our jokes are relevant. None of us are in Washington, D.C., and
especially not Derek, whose birthday is today.
Yeah.
And his birthday is definitely not.
It is Derek's birthday today. Happy birthday, Derek.
Yeah.
This might be the worst birthday I've ever had, where I don't have a toilet, I don't have a sink, there's been an insurrection in my country. Yeah, this delay is not going to work because you're stepping over what my shit is now because this delay is not going to work. You were already bad at jumping on my punchlines anyways, and now like with the delay, it's even worse.
Well, I was going to say that one wasn't the delay. That one was just me stepping on your punchline.
Okay, great. Anyways,
let's start with the toilet. Why don't we go?
I just go to I go to the city. I go to my office. I go to Starbucks or just kidding. I go to 6th Avenue and 20th Street. Take a squat right in Chelsea. No, I just go to my office. I mean, I had one up until the end of the day today. So I'm like,
so this is a new thing.
Yeah, it's a new thing. Yeah.
So what do you do when you have to pee?
What's that? I can just go outside. I'm a dude. I can go pee outside.
Or a Gatorade bottle.
But you have to leave your apartment building every time you have to pee?
Yeah, so like
just pee out the window.
Why would I pee out? I have neighbors. Why would I pee out the fucking window?
Well, you're peeing outside in their bushes anyway.
No, I'm not. You don't know where I go to the bathroom. No.
You guys, check this out. This is totally related. I get a group text from my roommates in New York, which I am not there.
Yeah.
Apparently, the plumbing in the building's down, and my roommate, this is the first I've heard of it. He goes, Oh yeah, and if you have to shit, there's a bucket in Jericho's bedroom. So my bedroom has become the de facto fucking toilet while I'm out of town, and this is the first I've heard of it. And they're like,
dude, you gotta
I was like, oh,
bleach
well, this
it.
is news to me.
You gotta bleach that room when you get back.
They're like, are you okay with? They're like, are you okay with that? And I was like, do I have a choice? Because it sounds like it's already happened.
You gotta throw that bucket away.
Oh, I don't want nothing.
I don't
that
care
bucket
what
better be gone before I get back. So happy birthday, Derek.
Thank you.
You know, you might have to shit in a bucket. At least you don't have 5 dudes shitting in your bedroom.
I mean, I guess, because I've been through the Navy, and it wasn't ideal living conditions. That this sort of thing doesn't really faze me. My wife is she's very apologetic, because we have to fix this shit in our house. We have like really old pipes and stuff, and somebody has to watch over it. She's out of state, so she can teach. And it's like, I was on a boat in the middle of the ocean where pipes broke down all the time. I guess I'm just like, I'm not fazed by this sort of shit. So when people like react oddly to it, it's more just odd to me. So I guess I'm the weird one is what I'm trying to say, is I'm fine under any.
Hey, it's your house, man. You can shit on the floor.
I was born in a trailer. I can live through anything. I'm fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I just had a leak. I just had a leak up here. And can we talk about how much money plumbers make? Plumbers fucking ball.
They should. I mean,
they fuck around with shit and piss all day.
They save more money than doctors, is what I've heard. Like the fact that we have like indoor plumbing and modern, facilities for all that stuff saves more lives than the medical industry. We're not shitting where we eat,
Oh wow!
Right? Yeah, they figured that out after the Roman.
Well, Derek
Empire,
is,
but no, I'm not Jericho. Thank you. That was one of my pinnacle episodes of Frasier that I remember, is when Niles' bully was his plumber, and his plumber was talking about having the nicer Mercedes than him, and he got really pissed off about it, and he didn't realize that plumbers actually make really good money if you're a good plumber. It is an essential service. Super
essential. It's like when people fucking need you, they have no choice. It's like, what are you going to do? Like sit in your own filth? Like they're just desperate for it. There's an old Russian joke that's like a lawyer calls this plumber over to his house to fix his toilet, and he like fixes his toilet. And the plumber's like, that'll be $100 for like the half hour or whatever. And the lawyer's like, $100 for a half hour? I don't make that much as a lawyer. And the plumber's like, yeah, I didn't make that much when I was a lawyer either.
That's awesome. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Classic.
I got into a discussion about that recently because somebody I know was commenting on the amount of money that it was costing them to have their car repaired. It was very upset by how much they suspected the mechanic made, right? And I was like, well, they're like, well, this mechanic probably makes more than I do. And I was like, well, you don't know that, for one. For two, if they have an hourly wage, if they might not have the same benefits you do. It's like they were coming at it from a perspective of like, I can't believe, like, it was elitist in a sense because somebody could turn a wrench instead of flip a book. And it's like, well, this guy makes this much money because you need your car to get to your job, right? It's like you gotta people love cars, they don't respect the road that it rides on, and it's a kind of I think we're seeing that a lot of what's I think is going on today and what went on with Antifa and stuff like that is a lot of people just recognize that I feel that their labor is undervalued. And there's a certain level of elitism, and power struggle among people. So, also plumbers got you by the balls. You're right. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
literally.
When you got shit coming up through the floorboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, my plumber could be like, he could come to me tomorrow and be like, hey, if you don't if you don't do something real drastic, I'm not going to fix your plumbing, and I'll probably end up having to do.
Are you talking about like your plumber Harvey Weinsteining you and like?
Yeah. Yep.
I was gonna say, what's he? If you don't suck my dick, I'm not gonna fix your toilet.
If you don't get into my utility van, oh boy, you will never take a dump in your apartment again.
You better put on this GIMP mask and get in this crate, or I'm not gonna fix your toilet.
I tell him no, and he's like, "Come on, look what you're doing to me in front of my friends. These guys they're at the union route. You're embarrassing me. I'll never be able to pay my dues without being shunned again."
I'm a union. That's how you get into the union, okay? Yeah. You got to make someone bigger than you get in the crate.
I'm a respected plumber. No one will believe you.
Yeah, what are you? What do you do? You're a comedian. I'm a plumber. Who do you think? What court of law is going to believe a comedian?
Right.
Yeah, it's important work.
I got a snake for you. Anyways, yeah, so it is essential work. And so, fuck it. I mean, like, I mean, that it pays more than comedy.
Of course.
I should have worked for the city. They do such a bad job at the park at my city, or from over across the street from me, that like I should just go and get a job. They clearly don't expect much. They have one person assigned to keep the park clean, and they don't keep the park clean whatsoever.
Well, they probably don't make as much as a plumber either.
They get paid by the city. They probably get a pretty good market value. Plus, they get benefits too. I just don't have skilled labor, is what I'm saying. I'm ready to go to an unskilled labor market.
So when you're on the freeway, there's construction, and then that person that's just holding the sign that says slow.
Yeah.
I was always like, how do you get that job?
Low man on the totem pole.
I just want to sit there.
Yeah, because that's the guy that you send out there that you don't really care if he gets clipped by a semi,
And he doesn't care either because he's getting paid, whatever an hour to stand and hold a sign.
Those guys get paid a shit ton of money. Did I ever tell you about? Do you remember? Speaking of those construction sites, I might have mentioned this before. I tell you about my dad, my real dad, or my biological father. Back in the 80s, they used to have, instead of those barrels, they had just real tall cones, right? Do you remember that at all? They were just super tall cones, right? And we would travel between Detroit and Toledo along 75 it would be like 30 minutes, right? And back in the day, they had like a quarter-mile long row of these long, tall ass fucking cones that they set up to do construction for the next day. And we're going on 75. It's my buddy, my dad's buddy driving, my dad in the passenger seat, and me in the back seat. And I think they just scored drugs or something. And they're driving back, and they see all these cones. And my dad rolls down the window of the car, like manually rolls down the window back in the day, and sticks both his arms out the window to knock down every cone along the highway for like a quarter mile. Right. And so I'm like, I can remember this vividly. I promise you.
How old were you?
I was probably like 4, right? So my dad was like 30. He's like a 30-year-old man. It's something I would do when I was like 17, right? He was 30. He was like
setting an example.
Yeah. He was at least in his late 20s.
And they were probably giggling so hard. The two guys.
He was, he was laughing so hard.
Were you cracking up
so hard?
Oh, me? No, I was like a good kid. I was like, I knew this was bad.
You're like, you're gonna get in trouble, Dad.
I had such a moral compass before I met my dad.
That reminds me. As a kid, did you guys ever do like fuck up mailboxes?
Oh yeah,
once, but not really. Like
also once, but on Halloween, I remember my parents, or my grandparents rather, took me to like this Russian camp in the Catskills where you go with your grandparents, and there were like these houses there, and we just gathered like toilet paper and a ping pong ball. I think we found out was explosive for some reason. Put like hairspray on it and a bunch of other shit, and we put it in a mailbox and lit it on fire. And then I just remember it taking a really long while, and it was totally like one of those scenes out of a movie where we're like, well, I guess it's not going to blow up. And then as we start walking towards it, we were still within safe distance, but it totally did blow up.
It just blow up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been involved in that shit before too. I didn't really do like a lot of like, I never spray painted, and I never really
I never spray painted. Yeah. That's because I'm not artistic.
I just, yeah, I didn't like the fumes, but like I would hit stuff. There was an abandoned mental hospital next to our house growing up, but we used to go there and throw rocks at it and hit it with baseball bats and stuff like that, or light it on fire. But like, we didn't do it to anybody's house. Like we weren't like, or like anybody's mailbox. It was more just like dead shit that was left around.
I can't say I was a good kid, but I had a few like really random like realizations of conscience in the middle of doing stuff, where one time my buddy and I, probably when we were either I'm going to guess middle school, we broke into our old elementary school that was right down the street from where we lived. They like left the gym door open, and we went into the like kitchen area that was next to the gym and took those like ice creams that are like, you know, half chocolate, half vanilla, like cups that they give you in elementary school. And then we each ate one, but then we were going to take a bunch, and I felt bad. I was like, we can't take this ice cream from these kids.
I mean, I was like a good kid till like the 4th grade, and then I started thieving shit.
So. We broke into the elementary school across the street one time, and we heard someone in there, and we're like, oh shit. And me and my friend, we crawled under like a desk in the little area, and we're like, oh shit. We realized it was a janitor, and he went by the room, and we're like, just be quiet. And I think the janitor probably got spooked too, because he's like, somebody's in here. He didn't know it was just 2 stupid kids, and he pulled the fire alarm.
Whoa.
But this was after we had been hiding underneath the desk for like half an hour. So we go to start running, and both of our legs are totally asleep. So we kept falling. When you take a run and you take like 2 steps, and then you would just fall, and we were scared. Oh my God, the cops are coming. We didn't even do anything. We literally had no time to do anything. It was just, we were stuck under there in an awkward position. I always remember me and my friend Derek, we were like running, and every 2 steps, one of us would fall because our legs weren't working, because they were crumped up from being underneath that desk.
I fucking hate that feeling, man.
Yeah, we did, like, I told you guys that story about the time we were playing mailbox baseball in Yellow Springs, Ohio, when I stole the van and I ended up in the hospital. Did I tell you about that?
Was that the whole story?
No.
You really have a full narrative arc in that one sentence.
Right, yeah. I mean,
we were on tour. It was like, it was my band's, like, I think it was our first or second tour, and we ended up at Antioch College, and a couple of my friends are going there, and we've been drinking like crazy, and my one friend's like, let's go steal a maintenance van. I know where the keys are. And, of course, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So 4 of us go, and we get in this maintenance van, and we get the keys, and we're doing donuts out on the field, and then we're taking into the neighborhood. And it had one of those sliding doors, and it was a maintenance van, so it was full of shit, like maintenance shit and debris and wood and stuff. And so I just grabbed a 2x4, and my friend's driving, my other friend's shotgun, and then there's one guy in the back with me, and I'm standing there, and it's my turn at bat, right? And I got it, and I'm ready to hit this mailbox, and my friend that's riding shotgun screams, "Stop!" And the guy driving slams on the brakes, and I go flying back in the van, right? And I land on my back, and I land on this pile of debris, and I'm so drunk I don't feel anything. I stand up, and there's literally a 2x4 hanging from my ass.
Oh,
and like, I'm like, oh, look! And the guy pulled it out, and like a nail this big went in my ass. And I was so drunk, I didn't feel nothing. So we're like, we just kept going. And
that's the best part of being drunk, because you don't feel it.
Don't feel anything. My friends were all like, when was the last time you had a tetanus shot? And I was probably like 22, 23 years old. And I was like, I don't know, recently, I'm fine. And the next day, the band we played in Cincinnati, and I got fucking lockjaw on stage. Like legit, while we were playing, I couldn't.
I heard that's painful as shit.
It's very painful.
What is that? Is that something? Is that something that happens from tetanus?
Yeah. And so I was like, literally, I couldn't move my mouth. Yeah. What is lockjaw, Mom? Was it? Oh, she's calling. My mom's calling me out. She said that when you get tetanus, it's your whole body. I just got in my jaw, and she says it's psychosomatic, that I was making it up.
Mom was calling you out.
She called me out. I did go to the hospital that night, and they did give me a tetanus shot and cleaned up my wound. So
they gave you a placebo because they knew you were taking it like a little bitch.
I have a scar on my butt. Okay, it's not very big. It's the size of a nail.
There's this one time we were breaking into the hospital, and this kid fell through a floor. And one of those, those. You were
breaking into a hospital?
There's an abandoned mental hospital that was next to.
Oh, I was about to say the healthcare system is so broken in this country that you had to break in to get some treatment.
Well, my mom was there, and a Terminator was coming to replicate her, so I had to get her out before Judgment Day. Now, this kid fell through a floor, and then those metal rods that like they usually put inside of cement pillars, like those thick ass ones, right?
Yeah,
one went through his fucking thigh.
Dude,
and,
like a villain in a Die Hard movie.
Yeah, he had it. They had to call the fucking EMS or whatever, and he ended up having to get fucking stitches and tetanus and all that sort of shit to get and all that.
Did you guys, when you were younger, I did the abandoned house thing too, but there were always
now he's in federal prison.
Older kids. Oh damn, that's the guy that happened to.
No, different guy, but yeah. Sorry.
It was always like the abandoned, like going into abandoned houses and stuff. There were always like older teenagers in there, and they were scary, So we started going into did they have this where you're from? I don't know, it might be a desert thing, but like drainage tunnels. We would go in the tunnels all the time.
No, we didn't have drainage. We had underpasses from trains, but
storm drains. Yeah, we went not like a tunnel.
Yeah, no, nothing like. I know what you're talking about. Nothing that big. Yeah,
we had just weird New Jersey. We had like lists of different weird shit.
New Jersey, the whole state is a straight storm drain.
So, yeah, basically.
One time we were in the tunnels, and I actually kind of stopped fucking around with the tunnels after this. Because there was one, you'd walk down the tunnel, and it would go like under the mall, and you'd be under this big, but it'd come to a giant cross section that was huge, and it was all graded from up top, so you could see in there. And there were giant murals where people would, and because there was so much light down there, it was so huge. We'd go down there and just fuck around and break shit and smoke cigarettes. But one time,
the good life.
A group of scarier older kids came down and they were fucking with us, so we just ran, and we thought they were chasing us, and we ran down the tunnel. It was all dark, and I tripped over a bum who was just sleeping, and all my friends were like, "Oh my god, it's a dead body! It's dead!" Oh, we were so scared. And then eventually, after I was the one that tripped over him. It was dark in this part of the tunnel, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's a person." It's like, "Oh, it's a dead body. It's a dead body." And the guy was just like, "Oh, what are you guys? What the fuck are you kids doing?" We're like, just running down the tunnel.
I remember always being fucking chased and like menaced by the older kids in the neighborhood.
Older kids are always the fucking worst.
Like always. Like there was a ravine that we had to cross to get to school. It had a bridge. It was some old metal fucking structure. And one time one of the kids got shot, like just with a BB gun or whatever, but it was like, we were always like, we had to go through there, and we were always being like accosted, or there were always fights, or there was some like shit going on, like people getting beat up and whatnot. And it was like, I mean, it was like a minefield of fucking terror growing up.
I think about that and like how many like precarious situations like playing around. There was also like the bums that lived under the bridge. Like they had the like you'd have to walk past the hobo encampments, right, you know, and they'd all be under there drinking and be like, "What are you kids doing?"
You know what? You know who has the hottest homeless people? Los Angeles. Los Angeles has. There's some hot people who went out to LA to make it and they didn't, and now they're sleeping on the freeway, and they're still like
there are some good looking hobos.
Cheekbones, such high, clean cheekbones.
Fake tits. So many homeless people with fake tits.
Yeah, if only you could get like a partial refund for fake tits, you know? Sell them back in the free market.
Like it's like the can deposit, you know?
Right.
yeah, exactly. Literally.
Well, you know, in LA it's always nice weather, so you're not gonna die from exposure. Why wouldn't you just set up a tent on the side of the freeway?
I think LA's done.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean,
everything's done.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, even like, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say permanently, but it seems like so many people are moving to Austin and to Arizona. Like a lot of like Los Angeles people are moving to Austin. Like that's the place.
Just wait till all the homeless people start also moving over there, and then some people will come back to LA.
Wait till it becomes like an entirely Democratic state and they vote to take down all the oil rigs and then just give it away. I think that's what Texans fear is going to happen, is that all the Californians are going to move there and be like, you know what, we need to give this oil to
we're going to nationalize the oil fields and give it to Cuba.
Right, yeah.
Did you guys get that memo that if you move to Austin, you will get a spot on the Joe Rogan podcast? Did you guys get that memo? I got that memo.
I'm booking my flight right now.
If you move to Austin, you will be on the Joe Rogan podcast.
I wish that were true. I would get us all tickets to go there.
I like Austin's such a weird place. It's
I don't know if we have anything.
I've had a good time there.
I don't know if we have anything interesting enough to talk about with Joe Rogan, that we're not breaking any news with that crowd. We don't have none of us are into anabolic steroids. None of us
I've done keto.
Now, I think we would have fun. I think we would be the perfect guest for Rogan, because we don't come anywhere with agenda. Somebody asked me to define. Oh, Dave Hill was like, "How do you define your podcast?" And I was like, "I can't."
Someone asked me that too.
Yeah, and we just fucking talk, and we just
what do you talk about? I was like, whatever.
Usually I complain a lot, and then or I bring.
And I'll interrupt you before you get to finish it.
Yeah, Boris will step on my punchlines. I'm just fucking with you. It was just the one time. It was because of the delay.
I feel like I have a pretty good sense of when it's not worth letting you finish.
Thank you.
Well, Derek, it's your birthday. Do you want to say anything? Do you want?
I hate the lighting in this. Yeah, I haven't drank for 2 years, and I've never in my life, my nose. I don't know if it's due to the light or how this is all going on. My nose is starting to look like, remember that old cartoon character of with the cigar and the alcoholic guy, like whoa,
Mom, what was the drunk Kai?
W.C. Fields.
W.C. Fields, yeah.
That's how my nose looks in this light right now.
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it until you said it, and now it's all I can see.
Yeah, I'm really upset.
Have you been secretly drinking?
No. In fact, last night I did a show and I was at the bar, and somebody ordered a 3 olive martini, which was one of my top drinks. And I wanted the olives more than anything, but I really wanted the fucking martini really bad, and I still didn't do it.
So this is like officially 2 years of you being sober, right?
Yes, 2 years of fun, Derek. And I still that's the thing though too, is I still miss hanging out at the bar. I get messages from people who used to come to our show when it was at Mad Tropical, and it's not like I didn't try to not hang out, you know. I just physically for me it was killing me. But I think I've just replaced it with Ben and Jerry's apparently because my face is still fat. I'm just fat in general, so I'm gonna fast. I decided that I was
that's your thing of fasting.
At Christmas, I went a day without eating. Like I went basically like a whole like the majority of a day without eating, and after a while, you get used to it.
If you're really trying to go ham,
that's true.
I failed, but at one point I was trying to get like ripped abs for a video I was doing. And I did fail, but I lost a ton of weight, and I just combined keto with intermittent fasting, and it was crazy the effect that it has. You just have I think it was a 6-hour window and a 4-hour window. So I would go to the gym, and if I went to the gym, I would eat for the next 6 hours and then not again until 24 hours later. Or no, not 24 hours later, until 18 hours later. Yeah. And then on days when I didn't go to the gym, I would do 4 hours and then 20, and it's like a fucking bitch, but the results are crazy.
Well, it's more just I have enough weight on me that I was looking up on the internet. It says you can go 8 to 20. The average person can go 8 to 21 days without having to eat food, and I figure I could probably do 45.
Well, you don't
because I am because I'm so out of shape.
You could do one of those fucking master cleanse things, you know.
I know it's not even for that. It's seriously. It's just like I have enough. I'm carrying enough weight. I have an excessive.
But you still need nutrients. You still need nutrients for
they're
your
in there.
organs.
Talk to a doctor. You're 42. You're 42 fucking years old. You're like, that's my plan. I'm just gonna stop eating for 42 days.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I just think I could go that. I just think I could go that long without. Yeah, I need nutrients. I'll take walks, but
do an IV. Just go to one of those like IV things that like rich people go to after they drink, you know, and they just get that IV drip.
I mean, honestly, I ate like half a tub of hummus 45 minutes ago, and I'm hungry for the other half now. So I don't think it's gonna work at all. So anyways, yeah, it's my birthday. Normally I don't give a shit about my birthday. Usually I just use it as a way to promote Bushwick Bears and get a good lineup. And we can't do that this year, but hopefully next year. So, I mean, nothing would make me happier than to be 43 having a bar show birthday.
You ever think you'd be begging for it? You'd be just wishing for it upon a star?
Did I tell you what, man? I had a fun show last night, and it was really like, and I hadn't even been on stage in a couple of weeks. I maybe did like some online mics, but it was just so much fun, and it makes me yearn for 3 people in the back of Mad Tropical. You know,
totally.
I mean, nevertheless, we were selling out 70 or whatever seats every month at the stand, but I mean, like, even at its least successful, Bushwick Bears was a lot of fun.
You ever thought you'd be just like desperately reminiscing for Otto's shrunken head?
Yeah. Yeah. I miss the days when I could go to an open mic hosted by a sex offender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss those days too.
You know, thankfully they've all been drummed out of comedy from what I understand. But yeah, it's been great to I had a conversation. There's a young lady who moved to New York to do comedy from Charleston, South Carolina. And I had a conversation with her last night, and I was like, I can only imagine how intimidating it really is. It's tough to be a comedian in New York for anybody, but I can imagine it's got to be pretty daunting for like a young lady, you know, to be around all these skis ball fucking jeans. Right? Yeah.
Desperate fucking creeps all the time. Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
Right. I'm glad that my desperate creep phase manifested itself way before comedy.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm still a desperate creep, but I'm not a desperate creep with any comedians.
And you just happen to be charming enough where they don't realize.
These boyish good looks.
I also would fucking hate somebody running bits by me all the goddamn time. You know, like I can't even imagine. I don't even do that to my wife, who's a not comic.
Yeah, I usually spare my wife, but once in a while a tweet that's got to go her way.
Yeah.
Does this ever happen to you guys when you're talking to like your partner or whatever? Maybe not them now because you've been with them so long, but maybe you're talking to a girl or even someone like at work, and a perfect opportunity for one of your bits comes up, and you say it. Do you ever feel guilty? Or do I've always
especially the bombs.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Bombs, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It's like not only did you pretend to be spontaneous but you've been practicing this and you bombed it on her. Yeah, that's rough.
Also, I don't have a partner. I have a wife, and I own.
Yeah, let's make that clear.
I own my wife.
Get out of here.
I mean, you guys are both married. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to preface it like that. Like there's some sort of equal partnership in your guys' marriage.
We have a civil union like Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah, we won't get married until everyone on the face of the earth has the right to get married.
Yeah. Ugh. That grandstanding bullshit.
Well, you know,
I love watching the comedians who have been screaming out open micers in the green room of New York Comedy Club go online, talk about anti-bullying and shit. You'll never see me bring up the anti-bullying thing because I don't believe in picking on like, you know, little kids or nothing like that. But like I absolutely am ready to make comedy mean again to people who are.
Oh man, no, you know what? When I started, there were no, like for reals, like I had a lot of really great moments, but like when I started, there were a few old guys that were still around, like dudes that were in Vietnam and shit. And I always remember. I remember this dude. His name was Walt Maxim. He's actually passed away since then. But when I started, I remember like because I came in hot because I was in a band, you know, and I didn't have like stage fright. And you guys know me. My personality is 90% of my act. Fucking and I was coming in real hot, just like doing open mics, right? I hadn't done any real weekend shows yet.
Right.
And Walt would always sit in the same seat at the very end of the bar. He had white hair, he'd slick back, and he'd tuck in his shirt, and he reminded me of my grandpa, you know. But I remember coming off stage, and I was like high from that, like, oh my god, I just had the fucking best set of my life.
Yeah.
And even the bartender was like, damn, that was good, man. And Walt he looks me dead in my face, and he goes, like, so where do you think you lost them? And he would always say, he never once told me I had a good set, but he would always bust my balls, and I realized he wasn't busting other kids' balls, right? He was just busting my.
You.
Right,
he liked me, and like I liked that relationship with that guy. I thought it was funny. He would always talk shit to me.
We all know the worst thing you can hear is good set,
right?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm being facetious about that. I like a lot of young comics as comics and people and whatever. I just don't like a lot of the bullshit, but whatever. Anyways,
well, I think we stayed positive for a pretty long time there. Right? We had a good.
Yeah, that's my fault. My bad. No, you're right. It's my fault. I'm tired. No, I did bring it down. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
No. We're at the right length. I was actually.
I've had an exhausting birthday. Like I've had to go into the city, come back, have my constitution ripped apart, and it's just I'm just fucking my bad. You're right.
Happy birthday, bud. I think it's fucking awesome that you're 42 years old.
Man, we gotta quit saying my age on the
42.
Yeah, I wasn't even chastising. I was just pointing out, that it was a good moment to start wrapping stuff up. We had like a nice.
I look good though for my age. Hey, you know what? All right, for my birthday, I'm gonna do 3 plugs.
Okay.
Here they go.
Jericho, wait, you wanted to plug something too?
Yeah, you go first, Jericho.
Sort of. You do not know what I'm talking about?
No, I forgot what you were talking about.
You literally just asked us if we could talk about this earlier on the podcast. Your cousin's band?
Oh, that was
me. That was me.
Oh, did I mix up? Oh, well, never fucking mind.
You read the text wrong. Yeah, I was like, are you guys trying to surprise me with something?
Sorry to gaslight you.
Too thoughtful. No, that's okay.
Like, Boris, I was so scared. I was like, oh no, what did I do?
So now Boris is stepping. Now Boris is stepping on my plugs too. Like he can't. My wife told me I need to get out of my way. I need Boris to get out of my way first.
Okay, your 3 plugs. Ready? Number 1.
Listen, I was at Jericho's house recently recording a podcast called The Dirtbag's Guide to Life on the Road. Your roommate's a good musician. He had me on his podcast. It was fun. So I'm going to plug that. I'm going to be at Arrogant Swine tomorrow, January 8th, 6 and 8 p.m. shows. Come hang out if you're in Bushwick, please. And my cousin, I know we have some people who listen to metal. Give my cousin's album, Fossilized, on Spotify a listen. It's metal. It's a lot of fun, thrash metal. He plays the drums. I wish I was musically inclined. I wouldn't have to do this bullshit. So happy birthday to me. Thank you.
Hey, what a swell time. At Bushwick Bears on Instagram and all social media. Anything else? At what was it? What was our Venmo?
At Bushwick Bears 69.
Yeah, how is our sloppiest part the part where we're trying to get paid?
I think Jericho dropped out. Jericho, did you
drop out? Well, you know what?
I'm back. No, I'm back. I just my thing headphones fell
out. Jericho, when do you come back?
In a little bit. I got to take care of something on the 21st. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So that's all right. So you still got.
I'll be back like probably the 25th. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So maybe 2 more like this, and then we're back in action, baby.
Then we're back. Yeah.
Woo, Zoom.
You did good. You guys are doing great. Happy birthday, bud.
All right.